Rani, Confederation of Women Entrepreneurs. Success story of Rupa Rani fueled the dreams of many women. Confederation of Women Entrepreneurs, as the name suggests, is an NGO social organization engaged in the social and economic upliftment of women through entrepreneurship. Confederation is an organization which consists of number of parties or groups united in a league. As NGO is a non-governmental organization and it is a citizen-based group that functions independently of government. It stands for the slogan "Guiding Women Democratic Structure" and stands for "Of the Women, for the Women, and by the Women." She has organized many workshops for women in Pulakeshi Nagar, Sumangali Seva Ashram, and Hebbal and surrounding areas of Aarti Nagar. And also she helped workshops in IT sectors for companies like Wipro, Accenture, and GE, etc. And she participated in international events and trade fairs in countries like Singapore, Malaysia, Sri Lanka. And also now she wanted to start this in Hong Kong. The idea is to look for ideas to sustain business in India and to look for innovative products. Life of Rupa Rani before entrepreneur. Initially, she was a homemaker and then she got bored and wanted to start a business just to while away sometime. She started a medical shop, but after children were born, it was very difficult for her to run it. She started making candles, succeeded, and invested 600 into expanding the business. She continued with the business for 18 years. She took part in international exhibitions to sell her candles and started exporting them to other countries.
Yes. Still anything you wanted to tell?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
She continued with the business for 18 years. She took part in international exhibitions to sell her candles and started exporting them to countries like Australia, Malaysia. In the past 4 years, she has diversified her business into designing interiors. Meanwhile, through organizations like AVEC and Co, she traveled with lot of delegations and took part in conferences. Many women from the IT sectors are quitting their jobs and taking up entrepreneurship because they don't want to slope for someone else. The suggestions from Rupa Rani. Lots of opportunities are available for women today, which they are not aware of. In government and private sectors, there are certain schemes for women, and the Women Confederation plays the role of nodal agency between women entrepreneurs and the government so that these schemes are reach the women they are meant for. She faced a lot of struggles. Uh, she has realized that she may try her best to show the way forward, but only a few women try to take the knowledge about the schemes forward. Now she wanted to take these women entrepreneurs to Hong Kong for the delegation to show the world of opportunities that exist out there. Skills are required to the field of entrepreneurship. One should have passion, knowledge about what they are doing, and the ability to invest. Women Confederation conducts counseling sessions for women to know their interest and make them ready for the future. Uh, Conclusion: by reading success stories of few women and their lifestyle, we can conclude that women, if determined, can achieve any goal, whatever may be the situation of difficulty arises. Successful women entrepreneurs view life as challenging. They stimulated positiveness in the thinking process and solution to a problem after a persistent effort made them successful in the business ventures. It would be an ideal for graduation holders to start up with their own business in associations with NGOs and SHGs. SHG is a self-help group, is a financial intermediate committee, usually
Financial?
intermediary committee.
Okay, okay.
Um,
So,
it
what you would like to conclude from her success story?
mm, uh, if we have an idea, we should do that.
Mm. So once if you wanted to do, if you wanted to come out from your past and come out and do an entrepreneurship, once you have a zeal in your mind,
Yes,
you will succeed in it, isn't it?
yes, ma'am.
So initially she was is she working or she was a homemaker?
Now working, ma'am.
Now she's working. She was homemaker.
At
Slowly
first,
she made candles. She sold it. Oh, very good, very good. So this is one of the story of an woman entrepreneur. Very good. And one thing is, like, when you give the seminar, you should not write the whole paragraph. Just write the bullet points and explain it. Okay. The one feedback from me is just write the bullet points and explain it. Okay.
okay,
Fine.
ma'am.
Very good. Very good presentation, but still, if you can improve it by the presentation in the form of bullets or some points, like only the less matter you put it on the screen, the more you have to explain. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Then okay, very good, very good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, the next person, uh Farauddin. Yes, one person has had sent me one
Yes,
PDF to me.
yes, ma'am.
What is your roll number? You are from Triple E or Civil?
Triple E, ma'am. 4009.
Okay. Soumya, okay, you are done. I'm changing the color. Then who? What is your name here? Number, Triple E. The next person?
Seven.
No, 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 no. The next person.
Ma'am, next person is
Yes,
Susmita,
ma'am.
ma'am.
With eight.
Sushmi Sushmita, you wanted to give?
Yes, ma'am. I will send you the PDF
No,
now.
no, the person who sent me the case study of your rooms. What is his name?
Mohammed Farhan, ma'am. Farhan, ma'am.
Okay. Mohammed Farahuddin. Can you give the presentation now?
Yeah, no problem, ma'am.
Yes, start the presentation.
Okay, ma'am.
Let me open it. One minute. Give me a. Okay. Fine. You can start the presentation now.
Yes, ma'am. This case study is about Ritesh Agarwal, founder of Oyo Rooms. He was born and brought up in Pisam, in Cuttack, Orissa. He was from a Marwadi middle class family, and he eventually became a multimillionaire regarding his financial conditions. And first, he founded the Oravel company. Then he later converted it into OU rooms. Hitesh, first uh, uh, he dropped his college. He dropped out of his college in the year 2012. To begin his journey, he started Oravel in 2012. In the year 2012, it was just a it was just providing breakfast and bed at that time. Then he later converted into OYO rooms. Uh,
1 minute, Farauddin. 1 minute. The students, other students, please mute your mics. Only he has to present the seminar so that it will be clear to us. Please mute your mics. Please mute your mics. Only he has to talk. Okay, continue.
yes. Uh, in 2012, that he started this Oravel company after dropping out of his college. Then he later traveled for his business, and there realizing after staying in hotels, he realized that the condition of the hotels and finding the hotels to stay in was not cheap, and the services provided there was not good. So he later in 2013 he changed the Oravel and converted into OYO rooms, and it became the idea to create the largest hotel chains in India. OYO rooms strategy and services is cost-efficient range for everyone who doesn't want to pay a huge amount to experience delightful and great quality. The motto behind the OYO rooms was to create the best OYO room strategy and focus on the basic needs of an individual when they look for a hotel. So the services they provided was like a one click whenever the customer needed uh, uh, to book a hotel. They don't have to stand in long queue or search for a site. They just they he developed an app to just for one click we can book a hotel, and we can see the hotel condition, what the services they are providing, like Wi-Fi, electricity, and other room services, etc.
Very good.
In 2019, OU registered something a revenue of about USD 951 million dollars. It is the 4.5 times increase on a year basis for them. Now, still, this is the first and most preferred app for everyone in India, because it's everyone while traveling checks this OYO rooms first, what the services they are providing online. That's it.
Very very good about OYO rooms. So, why the OYO room is more popular when compared to a, no, a conventional hotels? Is like they no need to stand in the line and you can book it online. And the features they will show you the clear features in the website, isn't it? So the availability, it will the a person need not worry that whether the room is available to him in any areas, in any nook and corners of the country. You can book the OYO rooms. So that's a speciality whereby he's connecting the hotels, availability of the hotels in terms of he use the social media and advertisements. So that's why now the OYO rooms are in the best online services. They are providing online services. So very good presentation.
Thank you.
Then yes, very good presentation. Who is the next person? Shushmita. Are you ready?
Yes,
Shushmita.
ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Let me tick for Farauddin. And what about the civil people? They are not talking, and none of them are ready to give the seminar. Yeah. What should I do with you people? Tell me. Civil CR. What should I do? Hello.
I don't know, ma'am. What can you
No,
do?
no, no. You tell me. You tell your friends. You ping. You text it in the WhatsApp group. Any one presentation from the civil. Please represent your group. One presentation. Only one presentation.
Hello, ma'am.
If you want volunteer, you want to tell.
I
Hello.
think, ma'am, someone's ready.
Okay. Who is
Is
that
that you?
person?
Hello, ma'am. This is Saad. I do have a presentation today. Can you give me extra 5 minutes? I just need 5 minutes.
Fine,
I'm on
fine.
the last slides
Okay,
of
fine.
completing the presentation. I just need 5 more minutes.
Yes, okay, fine. You know my mail ID, right?
No, ma'am. Yes, I can see it on the screen.
Let me again show you it in the screen. This is my mail ID. You can mail me gayatrilahari46@gmail.com. Anyone who is interested from civil department, please post it or mail me to this mail ID. And meanwhile, I'll be taking Shushmita's presentation now. Fine.
Is this the last day for presentations or something?
There is no last day till the internal one, till they commence the exam. I will be continuing this for every Wednesday, or the last 10 minutes I will be asking you to tell the seminar, right?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, got it.
And there is no compulsion. If you wanted to give seminar, you willingly you can give, or else it's up to you. I am not insisting every person. I'm just giving you the 5 or 6 members, the list. If you are interested, you tell, or else you will get the marks will not be allotted to you, right? Fine. The Shushmita, did I? Yes, Shushmita, are you ready now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Yes, now you can give the seminar.
Good morning, ma'am, and good morning, all. I'm going to explain today about the successful woman entrepreneur Ritu Kumar, an Indian fashion designer. Ma'am, can you change the slide? Hello, ma'am.
Yes, I have changed the slide. Can you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ritu Kumar was born on 11th November 1944 in Amritsar. Ritu is from middle class family of ideals and values. She graduated in 1964 from Lady Irwin College in Delhi and pursued her higher education from Briarfield College in New York. She has a background in art history. Her career, ma'am. Next page.
Yeah.
Even Ritu has studied art, but her career into textiles happened to her by sheer accident. She noticed that there still was a lot of talent which lived in a small village, which highly lacked opportunities. Only if they had a retail space around or a driving force that could spread like the word about the deliciously of the place, it would have created wonders not just for the villagers but would also have greatly benefited the investors as well. This caught her eye and she decided to do something about it. In 1969, with just 4 hand-block printers and 2 tables, she changed her career path altogether and started her own brand. Her first set of saris were pure accident. Anyway, soon things began to fall in place, and one fine day, when she thought that enough was produced, Ritu held her first exhibition at the Park Hotel in Calcutta. This event turned out to become a huge success, and it not only boosted the confidence of those poor villagers but also opened doors to multiple opportunities as a whole. Soon after that, she also went to take another jump and open her first small retail space, and with that, Ritu Kumar also became the first woman to introduce the boutique culture in India and the brand name Ritu. Ma'am, next page. Ritu was one of the first female Indian designers credited with bringing boutiques to India, along with being the face of traditional Indian textile craft forms, complemented by the typical Indian color palette. Her enterprise as an Indian designer began nearly 40 years ago in Calcutta, in West Bengal. Ritu Kumar is the mother of Ashwin Kumar, the youngest Indian writer director to be nominated for an Academy Award, and Amrish Kumar, who is the founder of a label. Next page.
Shushmita, I would like to suggest you, you just tell me what you have learned from her. Like, Just give the bullet points like Ritu Kumar, right from her starting career to boutique. So just tell only the gist of the story.
Okay, ma'am.
Hmm.
She is only one of the founding members of all Indian artisans and craft workers. Ritu Kumar is an Indian fashion designer, but what many are still unaware is that she also happens to be a pioneer of the organized and boutique cultured fashion industry in India. Lastly, when she is not working, she prefers to go on a family vacations or just have a deep conversations with her sons over art and books. Next page. Next page.
Achievements. Is this?
Received Padma Shri Award in 2013. Received Indira Gandhi Priyadarshini Award for the achievements in the field of fashion.
Okay. So what you wanted to conclude from her story?
Even we are in villages, we had to not stop our
Okay,
girl
though you are in a area which
village.
is having a constrained situations, you should not go out of it. If you have a goal in your mind, just go and do the journey, right?
Ma'am.
Okay, still anything you
No.
wanted to tell about Ritu Kumar?
No, ma'am. That's it.
Okay, fine. Very good presentation about Ritu Kumar. She's an Indian fashion designer. So she's the first person who had launched the Indian boutique.
Yes,
Very
ma'am.
good presentation. Who is the next person? Zubair had mailed me. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
Will
ma'am.
you give the presentation?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. Yes.
Good morning to one and all. Myself Zubair, and today I'm going to speak about a normal person who has just made a history like becoming the first centi-billionaire of the world. He is none other Jeff Bezos. He is an American. Ma'am, next slide. Jeff Bezos is an American internet entrepreneur. He is one of the only centi-billionaire. He has crossed his net worth of $150 billion.
क्या हुआ गुड मॉर्निंग जल्दी आ गई
Ma'am, next slide.
लेट से हुई
It's there, ma'am. So, uh, the at the age of 90, 30, sorry, man. He has qualification of Jeff Bezos was he has graduated from Princeton University in 1986 with a degree in electrical engineering and computer science. At the age of 30, at the age of 30, he became a uh, employer in a bank with the highest post of vice president. Then in the year 93, in the year 1993, there was like fast increase in internet. At that time, he has changed his mind. Like he, he he created just thought of a lateral thinking, in which that in the future internet would be leading the world much higher compared to the post where he is standing. So he has resigned his job from the highest post of the bank and started his own online store of books. And he has named his online website as Cadabra. Later, after 3 months, he has changed his Cadabra into an Amazon. He has selected Amazon.com because it's the longest river in the South America, and the letter A because even uh, it's a starting letter of the alphabet on the internet. So whoever types A, it has to usually come to the Amazon first. So he has selected as Amazon. He has started his Amazon in a small garage It was a small garage. He was not having any foundation of his office, so he has started in a garage. Later, he has expanded his products, like from coming to online bookstores to the music, videos, and then slowly on electronics gadgets and much more. And to increase his net worth, he has invested in many companies also. Ma'am, next slide.
Is this a slide?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Next slide. I need next slide, ma'am.
This one? This one? Hello? Is this the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please mute your mics. Please mute your mics. He is giving a very good information about Amazon. Amazon is starting with an A, and he's explaining why he had given Amazon as a name for that online e-commerce website. It's very interesting. Let you all listen. Please listen to his presentation. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Later, he started investing to increase his online stores and everything. He started investing in other companies like topmost companies of Google, Uber, Business Insiders, Twitter, and Workday, and many more. And then he started investing in other like Amazon Prime, Amazon video games, and all that. It has started his career. Keep on, ma'am.
Yes.
And slowly he became one of the most topmost of the richest person in the world. And then he has received many recognitions awards like the person of the year in the year 1999, and then the American's best leader quality in the 2008, and many awards like as you can see on the screen, like in the year Bezos in 2008, honorable doctorate in science and technology, economist, and many more. That's it, man.
Very
So
good.
from his case study, I have come to the point like even though he was not having a foundation of land, just the idea which made him think that in the future that internet would make the powerful lead in the world. From there he has started. Even though he went in the middle of the middle of his journey, he went down like he launched a few mobiles also, but that was not successful. He just overcome all his burdens, and now he's a centibillionaire of the world.
Very good presentation. Like he had given the information about Amazon. Everyone is buying the products from Amazon, but we don't know the real story, how it has started from the garage with a small garage. He had think what is the future, isn't it? An entrepreneur, though he has goals, he has to think what is the demand in the future. So he thought that there will be a more necessity, more availability of internet. So he used that availability of internet, and now he is that is one of the best e-commerce website. So very good story about Amazon. The who is the next person?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. I'm from civil, ma'am.
Yes.
I will share about Ram Kumar Shinde's story.
Okay.
I couldn't share, ma'am. I will just tell.
Okay. Okay. What is your number?
95.
90.
I'm not there, ma'am, in that list. I'm just telling.
You just tell your number. I will note it, and I will.
95.
No. Tell your whole roll number.
95.
Sai.
Sai Kumar.
160
7177
7177
32095.
32095. Your name?
Sai Kumar K.
Civil.
Yes,
okay. Continue your presentation. Can continue your presentation.
Okay, ma'am. A story of Ram Kumar Shinde, ma'am. An MBA graduated is the man behind the popular brand Ramki Bandi, located in Nampally, Hyderabad. It is probably the only roadside hand-pulled food cart. Ram began his journey in 1989 as an 8-year-old kid accompanying his father with the bandi. While his father made and several idlis and doshas parked in different locations, Ram focused upon his art and fascination. The hard work of his father in the times financial crisis equipped Ram to study and earn the MBA degree. Having both an MBA as well as the experience of observing his father business closely over the years, Ram was in a dilemma as whether he should join a job with a monthly salary of 10,000 or to take forward his father's business. Following in his father's footsteps, he decided to carry on the business. He did not get a good customer base in the initial few years. After setting up the cart, not entirely satisfied with the way the business was operating, he decided to invest more and began about a few business changes. He asked himself, where there are so many dosa stalls in Hyderabad, why should people visit mine? Then he started experimenting with different tastes. He started making cheese dosha, pizza dosha, paneer dosha, etc. At the time was already busy with BPO and its employees, but there was not a single place where they couldn't get something decent to eat after 11 p.m. So he changed his timings of the stall and made it a late night eat out place. Other side, he served a good quality and there was a sudden huge large in the customer base. This is the first place of night stall. More celebrities and families youth are attracted and he developed his business with a large success. This is where he started his journey. Thank you, ma'am.
Very good about Ram. What is his name? Ram Ki Bandi. Okay, it is in Hyderabad. So
Yes,
he
ma'am.
started initially it was a normal business, but he used near the BPOs he had kept that the stall, and he changed the timings of that, so that made him add on, and everyone got attracted, and the dishes it was unique from others, isn't it? So this is the story. You can see it in this blog, everyone. And from this you can say that not only an entrepreneur need not be a qualified person, isn't it? Any person can be an entrepreneur. It is not having any constraints regarding age or qualification. Once you have a motto in your brain, you can go ahead. Very good presentation, a very short presentation, and very good. One person has raised hand. 2094 2094 2094 160716 32094. Still anyone from civil? Yes, MD cars. 2094.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, you can give the presentation.
Ma'am, I have not prepared, ma'am. My name is not given in the list, so I have not prepared it.
You are prepared?
No, ma'am.
So then why did you raise your hand? Do you have any doubt?
By mistake, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Still anyone from civil department? The person who said me that it takes 5 minutes time, that person had given the presentation?
No, ma'am, I haven't given the presentation. I'm just
Okay.
sending it to you.
Okay.
Just give me-
Be quick. Actually, you have only 10 minutes time. Class is
Okay.
only till 12:10, and I will be continuing my presentation. So, as of from Triple E department, who is this Praveen Chakravarti? He didn't give the presentation. Praveen
Ma'am,
Chakravarti. Yes.
I'm sending you the mail ID. Mail.
Yeah. Be quick. So today Saumya, Shushmita, Farhanuddin 4009, 4011 had given, and from the civil department Sai Kumar has given, And now two people are going to give. So class is only till 12:10. So be quick and just send it to my mail ID. My mail ID is, again I'll be showing, my mail ID is this. If you are unable to send it to my mail ID, you can just tell it from your system. I will type that name it in the Google and I'll be showing it to others. If you are facing any technical issues, you can just tell it from your
Ma'am,
system. Yes.
ma'am, I have sent you the mail.
Okay. Let me check. Okay, Praveen Chakravarti. Yes. You can go ahead. Yes.
Can I start, ma'am?
Yes, you can start.
So good morning, everyone. I'm going to explain you the case study of a successful entrepreneur, uh, Radhakishan Damani, who is the sole owner of DMart. Ma'am, next slide. Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, next slide I have kept.
Uh, DMart is an Indian chain of hypermarkets established by DMart owner Radhakishan Damani on May 15, 2002. DMart has 214 stores in 72 cities across 11 states in India, including Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, etc. Uh, it has a headquarters in Mumbai and is operated by Avenue Supermarts Limited ASL. After the IPO posting as Avenue Supermarts Limited, it made a record opening on the National Stock Exchange. DMart's valuation rose to 39,988 crores after the close of the stock on 22 March 2017. This made DMart as the 65th most significant Indian firm, following by Britannia Industries, Marico, and Bank of Baroda as of 21 November 2019. The market capitalization of DMart was around 1,14,000 crores, taking it to the 33rd position of all recorded organizations in Mumbai Stock Exchange. Next slide, ma'am.
Praveen Chakravarti, again I'm telling you, please just tell what you understood from it. If you read it, none of the students
Yeah,
will.
okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, he used very easy ways to connect to the people, like selling the goods at a very reasonable price, uh, and he was very he was selling cheap products, like discounting on uh, every item, and he was locally available for everyone and having branches all over India, so that the customers customers need has been fulfilled correctly. Now he is the seventh seventh in the list of billionaires in India. So how does it business growth is actually started the DMart in 2002, and later he started expanding his branches all over India, making it needy to customers. He has he has taken care of some factors to carry the profit. Like, you can just change the slide.
Is this the slide?
Like he have taken some factors into list, like design of logo, using some techniques from Warren Buffett, the king of shades. Also, Daman is also known as the king of shades in India, Warren Buffett of India. And he also evaluation of people. Damani started with purchasing an establishment of Apna Bazaar. That was the point at which he started fabricating individual relations with merchants and providers, selling as cheap, as I said. That turned into his sole objective. One of his strategies was to pay his providers and sellers inside days rather than weeks, which was the business standard available locally. One reason is dependence on neighborhood supplies rather than expand supply chains. So from his life history, we come to know that the money at the age of all 40 45 also, it doesn't give up and started to promote his company,
and make it needed to the people. So the conclusion is, why is the DMart so successful? Last slide, ma'am. Can you go for the last?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Why is the DMart so successful? Is this?
Yeah.
Yes. Hmm.
One of the major reasons for DMart's dedicated customer base is its low price for Indian households. For instance, there is a minimum of 3% discount on every product of its shelf if you buy it from DMart. Ultimately, the store decor of DMart is simple, even for the one situated in urban localities like Mumbai. You can see the revenue year by year, ma'am. Last is a photograph. So he
Yes.
stands as the seventh. So he stands as the seventh top billionaire in India.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good about DMart. So as it is available it in all the localities, and you
Yeah.
have more discounts, isn't it? So that's why
Yeah,
it
more
is
discounts, and he
attracting.
is expanding his branches all over
He's
the city,
expanding,
ma'am.
and more
Yeah.
discounts you get. Even I myself get attracted to DMart. Every week I'll
Yeah.
go and I'll buy the groceries as you have the discount. And quality, also they'll maintain a very good quality, and hygiene is also very good.
Yes, ma'am.
So these are some of the features like hygiene, discounts, quality, all these. If you maintain it, automatically your firm will expand, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So he's trying to expand his company in each and every areas. If you see it in Kukatpalli, in just in Kukatpalli only you have 3-4 branches.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
the one feature of DMart is the DMart you can see, normally the supermarkets you see it on the main roads, but DMart if you see it even in the even in the
Same.
colonies also you can see the DMart. Inside the colonies also they started these branches. So it is like, the person, they no need to go out from the colony, and they can buy it in the same gated community, right? So very good about DMart. So today we had seen about Amazon, DMart, Oyo rooms, and one person is ready to give the seminar. Let him give from civil. Are you ready? Yes, from civil. Are you ready? Hello.
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready.
Yes, I didn't get any mail as of now. You can just tell it from your screen.
It's better if I send you.
No, actually, I didn't get now. As of now, will you send now?
Yes, ma'am. Just give me one. Is it possible I can share from my screen as well?
No, I think it's not possible. Only the organizer can share the screen. That's why I'm asking you to mail me.
Okay, ma'am. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
Gayatri ma'am, good
Yes,
morning.
ma'am. Good
Mail
morning, ma'am.
Sajana.
I'm making you as presenter, ma'am.
Thank you,
So
ma'am.
actually, they are giving a seminar.
That's what,
Okay.
ma'am. I didn't want to disturb, so
Ah,
I just messaged
okay,
you.
ma'am. Actually, one person is the last person from civil. So after him, I'll take my class.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
So in the meanwhile, if you are ready, you can tell me, the person from the civil department. Just for 2 minutes, I wanted to play the video of MBA Chaiwala. Like I promised to you 2 days back that I'll be showing you the video. So I'll not show you the whole video. Just a 1 minute video. We'll just see here. Okay. Can you listen? Is it audible?
No, ma'am.
No. Now?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, you need to play.
Play the video, ma'am.
I had played, but I think the system settings audio is not selected. Okay, the person is ready from Sibul?
Yes, ma'am. Did you receive any copy, ma'am?
No, I didn't receive. Let me refresh the screen. I didn't get anything yet. Or you can share me to my WhatsApp. If you are unable to share, you can share me to my WhatsApp.
Yes, ma'am. Shall I post it on the group?
Yeah, you can. You can.
Okay, ma'am.
You can post it in the group MCT CE 20201. The presentation, I'll open it.
Posted, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. So I have downloaded it. Now you can continue your presentation. The last presentation for today. Yes. I request all the students, please mute your mics and listen to him. Please mute your mics and listen to him. Yes. I am getting some disturbance. Yes. Shall I mute everyone?
That's from the person who is actually trying to present.
Okay.
That's the only one who's on.
Okay. So are you ready? Please give the presentation now.
Yes, ma'am. I am ready. Is my voice clear, ma'am?
Yes.
Or should I use
Yeah,
my
it's clear, but we are getting some sounds, some other sounds. That's why.
Just give me 1 minute. I will use a headphones. I think it will be much more clear with that.
Okay. Yes, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? I don't know your name and roll number.
Can you hear my voice? Hello?
Yes. Please be quick.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
A very good morning, everyone. The topic, I think it's very common for all of us, especially for civil engineering branch students, because a lot of time startup opportunities for civil engineers are very, what we can say, are very common. Ma'am, can you go to the next slide, please? Hello? Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, this is not the next slide. The previous one.
This one?
The previous slide.
This one?
The next one after. No, the previous one as well. The back. Could you go to the first slide which you just kept?
This is the first slide.
Okay, ma'am, I think it's fine. Okay, you can move on to the next slide, please.
Shall I go to the third slide or second slide?
Second slide.
Second slide. Fine.
And yes, a lot of time the opportunities are very common for us. Either we go into construction material, we think of trading the construction material as cement, bags, or trading of reinforced concrete, bars, etc. And apart from that, we go into local construction industry where we go to an engineer and we start working with him after we finish civil engineering. This is the very common approach which civil engineers take. Now, uh, the whole idea of construction industry has always evolved around two things. Either you work for someone or you work for yourself. And most of us choose either one of them. Ma'am, can you go to the next slide, please?
Job versus entrepreneurship.
Yes. Yes. And when we take either one of the approach, we get one option, right? We have to either take one of it. And in job, you always get three options out of which you can choose any two. Now, what do I mean by that? What does it mean that you get three options and out of which you have to take any two? It's a very interesting story which I think I have gone through, and it's a story about negotiating. Yes, I remember I was sitting with an uncle of mine who's turns out to be an engineer, who's a mechanical engineer, and he was talking with one of his clients on the phone, one of his customers on the phone. And while he was negotiating, he was very aggressive with the way he was negotiating. And after he completed his negotiation on the phone, one of my brother turned to him and he asked him, "Sir, how do you negotiate with your customer? What is the strategy that you use?" And he said something which was very interesting. And I think this was around 5 or 8 years ago, but I still remember it because it made sense to me at that time and still makes sense right now as well. What he said, Saad, I always give three options to my customer, right? I give my customer the price, okay, and then I give him the option of time, and then I give him the quality. Now, out of these three options, he can take any two of them, and the remaining one will be left with me. Ma'am, you can go back to the previous slide as well. Yes, thank you.
This one?
And out of these three, you can only take any two, and the remaining one will be with me, right? And when he said this thing, it came to me that in the very similar way, we also have three options with us, right? And what he said at that time made sense. If you want the price and the, ma'am, it's better if you be on the first slide itself.
Okay.
Yes. And what it makes sense is it tells you that you can have any two of those and the remaining one will be with me. Means if you choose price and time, the quality will be selected by the person who's giving you the product, right? If you select time and quality, then the price will be set up by the person himself. And if you select time and quality, then it's a vice versa kind of situation. You can't have all three of them at the same time. Can you move to the next one, ma'am? Ma'am, hello?
Yes, I've changed the slide. The three options of the job.
Yes, the three options of a job. Now, it's a very similar situation for us as well. As civil engineers, we also have three options when we go to a job. One is we get the salary on which you would like to work. The second one is the job location. Where would you like to work? And the third one is the role in the company, the kind of work you want to do in the company. Either is it of a T-boy or either it is of a manager or an engineer or whatever kind of position that you want. Okay. Now, out of these three, you won't always get three of them at the same time. For example, if someone wants to work in Hyderabad, that is a job location. Then he says the basic salary which I want is of 25,000. I won't accept anything less than that. So he has selected the job location, he has selected the salary. Now he says, I want to be an engineer, the head of engineering department. And the guy says, no, 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 sir, I can't allow you to be the head or even in the engineering firm. I want you to be on the side and I want you to do this. And you say, well, I'm not made for doing this. I want to work in an office. I want to work in a design consulting office. And he said, no, because I am giving you the money and the job location which you want, the kind of work you will do will be selected by me. It's a very similar situation if you take the job location and the role in the company, right? If you say that I want to work as a design engineer, okay, and this is the place I want to work in. For example, let's take example of Mumbai, Bombay, right? And you say I want to work in Bombay, and this is the firm which I would like to work with, right? Now that guy has the power to select your salary, right? He can say, okay, sir, this is how much I'm willing to pay you. If you want to work with me, it's fine. If you don't want to work with me, it's up to you. But this is how much I can give you because this is the firm you would like to work with. So we always have three options after we pass out from engineering. That is, we always get these three options. And out of these three, we can only take any two. And it depends on us completely which one of you would like to take. Ma'am, can you go 2 slides back?
Back?
Yes, 2 slides back. One more, one back, not front, ma'am, backwards. Yes, now here you can see in entrepreneurship, you get 0 options. You never get these kind of options. And in job, that is the only advantage which you have, that you can select the options which you want. But in case of entrepreneurship, in case of your own startup, this is something which we all have to face, that we never get any options. Now, can you just go on the 6th slide, ma'am? 6th slide.
The slide is previous approach for startups.
Yes. Okay, it's a previous. Yes, you can move on to the next one as well. It's okay. Outsourcing is fine.
Is this a slide, outsourcing of construction?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Outsourcing, ma'am, can you go just one slide about outsourcing?
You have this. The next one is this, and the next one
Yes,
is
ma'am.
plan.
Just pause on it for a second. Now.
Okay, you can continue.
You can pause on the slide with pictures. That is what I want to say.
Okay.
Now, the whole idea of we doing startup has always circled around the idea that we have to do trading in business, or either we can go for local construction. But we have always missed one very important area, and I think this is something which IT industry has focused a lot. They have learned, or they have understood the whole idea of outsourcing. One of the reasons why computer industry is so huge in India, or one of the reasons why we are so dominating in this industry throughout the world, is because Indian computer engineers have understood the whole concept or the whole idea of outsourcing, right? That is one of the reasons why whenever you meet a foreigner, he says, well, you must be very good with computers, or you must be very intelligent with numbers. And they think that we all are very good with computers, right? That is the whole idea that the IT industry has given, because they have learned the whole concept of outsourcing. And the same thing goes with ECE engineers, electronic and communication engineers, that they have also understood that outsourcing is the next big game, right? And that is why you can see iPhones and all the new electronic chip items, gadgets which are being manufactured, Redmi, Xiaomi, and all those etc. brands are being outsourced, and the engineers who manufacture them are electronic and communication engineers. In a very similar manner, the next group of engineers who are very close to us, but at the same time, they somehow have also figured that they can also outsource the services to the with other different parts of the world. And for example, this is a very small example of it. A valve which can be designed by a mechanical engineer is something that can be sent at any part of the world, right? So they have figured out what outsourcing really means. But we, as civil engineers, we have never thought about it. And that is one of the reasons whenever you think about civil engineers, you think of local construction, you think of creating of cement bags or reinforced concrete bars. This is something that is the general perception about civil engineers. Can move on to the next one.
Yes, outsourcing of construction.
Yes. Now, it is next to impossible to move a building from one place to another. We can't move a whole building from one place to another. It is next to impossible. We can move blocks of it. We can move it in one block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks. We can separately shift the whole building from one part to another, but we can't completely move it one place to another, right? It is next to impossible. So what can we do, right? Next slide, ma'am. What are the options that we have for outsourcing?
So please answer to him. So what can you do to outsource a civil or a construction department? That's what is his question. So how can you outsource? I had seen one of the this wall. I don't have much idea about the civil department, but I had seen a portable wall. They are designing the wall and they're just fixing the wall wherever it is possible. The portable walls. You know any idea about that?
Keyboards. Keyboards.
Yes, yes. Okay, okay. You can continue.
And one of the way we can outsource is that we don't have to, for example, the example which you gave, ma'am, right now of making a physical product, right? A
Yes.
physical product which can be seen, touched, and used in the construction industry is very common, right?
Yes.
We have teams which are working on new way of creating cement bags or the cement that can be very strengthful, and those are the things which we have already been working for. But let's take the same example of a computer engineer who creates a product, and after creating that product, he completely unplugs himself from that product. For example, let's take an example of a laptop, right? You create a laptop. After creating the laptop, you give it to someone and that person starts using it, right? You don't have to go and physically give it to him, right? There are people who come. It's a very one-way kind of a product. It is something that you can use. But in civil industry, we have never figured out how we can give something which is not physical, right? I won't, sorry, I gave the wrong example of a laptop. It should be a software. The software is something which computer engineers have understood very well, and therefore they have made softwares, etc. And we have also had the same idea, and that is why I think we have created products like AutoCAD, StatPro, ETABS. We have always revolved around these products. But as a civil engineer's knowledge, we do not have enough knowledge of C programming, Java, Python, and all those different languages to create these products by ourselves, right? But what is the knowledge that we have? We have the knowledge of design, we have the knowledge of estimation, cost estimation, project management, design of RCC, design of reinforced parts. This is the knowledge that we have with us. Can you move on to the next slide, ma'am?
New approach.
Yes. Now, this is the new approach that we can take. Outsourcing of design services. There are a lot of international companies. I will give you an excellent example, ma'am. In the US, the mega construction projects that take place. Let's take the example of World Trade Center, right? Now, when you create a huge project as World Trade Center, the company, the contractor, which is making the whole, not the contractor, the designer, right? The designer creates the whole design of the project, and after designing the project, they have to detail the small parts of it. I think all the civil engineers here can understand me that after designing the building, we have to detail it. The detailing part is the one which we have studied in steel structures, right? Design of bolts, design of columns, and design of beams, the strength, tearing strength, bearing strength, all those concepts that we have studied, it goes to the detailing firm. The design firms just designs the whole idea and it gives it to the detailing firm. Now, in the US, the cost of detailing is very high. And the reason why I say that is because compared to India, when you take the salary of an Indian engineer and when you take the salary of a American engineer, there is a huge difference, right? We as civil engineers in India can do the same work for less money. Whereas in the US, it would cost more for you to design or to detail something as big as this project. So what does American companies do back in the US is that they start outsourcing these services. And because it is the whole process takes place on a piece of paper, it is not very difficult to outsource this thing. We can send PDF files from one place to another, and it is very simple, right? And this is an area where we Indians have started to work, I think from the last 10 years, I guess, because we have few Indian companies who have started to take outsource work in India for detailing, and these firms are called detailing firms. They heavily are working in detailing of these mega projects in the US, in UK, in Europe, and other different parts of the world. And an example of these two companies are Catploy, Voltec Technologies. There are a lot of different companies, but these are the few firms which are working in India. They take outsourced project, they detail the drawings of the project, and they send it back. And because we have a good, what we can say, good civil engineers in the design and detailing firms, I think the Americans have started to trust us, like how they started to trust the computer engineers, right? In the same way, they are now starting to trust civil engineers as well. Then there is also another approach of outsourcing of project management services. Now, if you see the two logo next to it, which is of SOM and Turner Construction Company, both of these companies are American companies, which are having their head offices in Bombay. Now, why would an American company open its head office in India, right? And the reason why they have done it is because they have these skills of project management, which we have been studying in estimation, and all those things comes under project management. And these firms hire project managers so that they can manage projects on different sites throughout India and abroad as well. Because the labor charges are very less in India for an engineer, it is very easy to outsource these services, right? And that is why this is also one of the approach that civil engineers can take. Now, can you move on to the next slide?
Industries which hasn't been touched.
Yes, now this is an industry which hasn't been touched, and it is of quality control. Now, what do I mean by that? It's very simple, ma'am. Whenever we construct a column, we have this idea of seeing the strength of the concrete, right? Whenever we make the column, we at the same time go to the laboratory, we take the same amount or the same quality of the material which we have used for constructing the column, and we take it to the laboratory and we fill it in these small cubes, and we pour the water, cement, and all the coarse aggregate and whatever is needed. We exactly make the same as it is in the column, but in a smaller quantity. And after 21 days, after curing, we check whether the required strength is gained or not in this product, right? And this part of the whole procedure, or this whole procedure itself, is called as quality control, checking whether the product uh, whether the product stands with the standard qualities which we require, right? And in case if it does not, we go back to the site and we do the retrofitting and rehabilitation part, where we try to again strengthen the concrete. And you can see in the picture that we have again reinforce it with bars, and again we will pour the cement and we will go on. And that is the standard procedure that we use. Now, the part where we have missed is the part of checking the quality, right? The same process takes place in the US as well. There is no difference. Now, the reason why you see the industry which has been touched, which hasn't been touched, is this industry. Is because you can't physically go there, take the product, and come back from the US. It is not something that is possible for us, right? We don't know what the material they are using. For example, we have Ultratech cement in India, or ACC cement in India. In the US, they have a different cement company. So they have different standards of cement, M20, M30, the grade may change, but the material quality also changes from one place to another. So we are not very sure about the quality of the product that they are using and which we are using. And therefore, it is next to impossible to outsource this thing. But I think if we can figure out a data, right, a data in which we understand the quality of the products which they are using, making a probability which is very close to the one which they are using, I think we can at the same time break this barrier. We don't have to physically bring the material and test it, but if we have a computer driven data or something which tells us very closely to what they are using back there in the United States, then we can actually tell what kind of quality control that they are having back in the United States. And we can say, listen, this reinforced column which you have designed is not actually going to stand, because we have done the calculations back in India through our product, through the service of the computer software, and we can say that there is a mistake somewhere, and they go back and they check it and they say, well, you're right, there was a mistake. And so this is, they may again reinforce it. So this is something which we have to figure out as civil engineers in India, that how can we outsource quality control, because this is an industry which is very impossible. It is not easy to outsource quality control. A lot of quality control big firms like Bureau Veritas and Tika, which are huge quality control firms, have their offices in every part of the country. They hire civil engineers, they hire different parts of engineers, electrical, ECE, and all those engineers, and they send them to the site to have an inspection on the site, right? And I think if we can figure this data through computer, then we can really change the way we are seeing quality control for now as well as for the future. So this was the little presentation that I thought was important, and I just wanted to share with you all. Thank you
Very
so
good.
much again.
Really, it's a very good presentation. Even I don't have much information about civil engineering, but today I've seen how well you would do the quality control and what are the outsourcing methods for the civil department, and how well if a person who wants to be a job seeker, he has only two choices out of among the three, right? So very well presentation. He had given a clear picture about an entrepreneur and a job seeker. So an entrepreneur will not have any choice in his hand, he's totally taking the risk, but an employee, he has a two out of the three. So very good comparison, and how well he had shown the developments of outsourcing in civil department. Very good presentation and unique presentation. Thanks a lot. And what's your name? What's your
Saad Mohammed, ma'am. Roll number is
contact?
2080. last.
1 minute. Give me a while. I'll note your number, your roll number. Just tell your whole roll number.
160
160
716
716
73
73
20
20
80.
80. Your name?
Saad Muhammad.
Okay. Okay, fine. So very good presentation, and for every Wednesday I request all the students, please come voluntarily and give the presentation. As it is an online platform, if you interact with me, then I will know where I am, like I'll change my teaching methodologies or my presentation levels, so that everyone will I will understand you and you will understand me. Okay, someone is raising hand. Rajeshwar, are you
Yes,
happy?
ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am. I shared my presentation.
Very good. Okay, will you give now?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay, you can give now. Okay. Is this your presentation, Lijat Papad?
Yes.
Presentation
Yes,
on
ma'am.
Lijat. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am. This is about Lijjat Papad. This is a organization. It started with the cooperation of 7 women. Actually, they are from slum area of Mumbai. Ma'am, next slide.
Yes. Introduction.
Yes. Yeah, this is a Sri Mahila Griha Udyog Lijjat Papad. It's a name of a organization, and it's popularly known as Lijjat. And the organization main objective is empowerment of women by providing them employment opportunities. The Lijjat is primarily a cottage industry. It's a small industry started in a slum area with a 8 rupees borrowed from a person. Ma'am, next. Ma'am, next slide.
Philosophy. History. Which one you want?
History. Yeah, no, history.
Okay, history.
The history, the reason why I choose this is the history is quite fascinating and drop inspiration to the younger entrepreneurs. This is quite inspirational success story of this organization is inspiring the young entrepreneurs till date. So the history, the Lijjat was the brainchild of 7 Gujarati women from Bombay, borrowed 80 rupees from Chaganlal Karamsi Parekh to start a venture and create a sustainable livelihood. On 15th March 1959, they started with production of 4 packets of papad on their building terrace and selling them to a merchant in a Bhuleshwar. These 7 women, the self-empowering group women, we can see Dwakra groups in our state. Such women, they thought to start the company of their own idea in which they are best in, like preparing papads, and they started their their business by just borrowing 80 rupees from a person called Karamsi Parekh. Lijjat expanded as a cooperative system. They expanded by recruiting a woman they known, and they self-employed their relatives, and they grown as a cooperative system. The first year the organization annual sale were 6,196. The publicity was just by their quality of their product, the word of mouth. In the beginning, 25 women were started in the beginning. After few days, they started again with 25 women, and by the second year, 100 to 150 women were worked. The end of the third year, more than 300 women were started working in the organization. By the time insufficient of workplace due to increase in number of workers, this shows their success. Distribution of needed flour among the members make papads in their homes. They started working in the previous year with 25 women, and later they increased the numbers as the orders were increased. This shows their success story. Ma'am, next slide.
Philosophy.
Yeah. The philosophy they believed were quite fascinating. They grown self and they made some contribution by they growing themselves to the society by employing and by giving employment to their relatives and their co-workers. They believed in collective ownership. They treated each other as a equal owners and they worked for themselves dedicatedly. Yes, ma'am. Next.
The next
They
slide.
yes, they treated the co-owners as their sisters and they worked dedicatedly. Next slide, ma'am.
You want the slide of production and packaging process?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is the slide.
Yes, the production process begins at 4:30 a.m. in the morning. The system members collect their respective duff and start rolling in the duff. The duff is nothing but wheat raw material which used in making puppets, and they dry in the piece of cloth in sunlight. And if it get dried, it brings in quality department. Once they bring to the quality department from starting in which they first give preference to the quality and which made them to success. The checking is done in batch. If they does not conform legit standards, then whole batch is disposed of. They check the bunch of quality once, and if they are not satisfied with the quality, then they resend and they cancel that batch. The packing, the institution itself carry out the packing process. The plastic bags are manufactured without any technical help of machinery. Instead, it is handmade. They make their packing bags themselves and which again give employment to many. The packing members comprise of 70 sister members. The bags that are used for packing are made of polypropylene. The bags were also prepared by them and which helped in again in employment for 70 more members.
Okay.
This was the picture of their employees working in a cottage. Next.
Growth of organization.
Yeah, growth of organization is quite admiring. The membership has expanded from an initial number of 7 sisters from one building to over 42,000 sisters throughout the India. The organization is widespread with its central office at Mumbai and its 67 branches, 35 divisions in different states all over India. The venture started with Rs 80 and the annual sales increased from 6,196 in 1950 to more than 3 billion in 2002. Exports itself exceeding Rs 12 crores. Rupees 12 crores. Next slide. The growth of organization. The starting founders names. These were the 7 founders. Those who started
Okay.
the corporation in a slum area in Mumbai.
Okay.
Jaswant Ben Jamandas, puppet.
No need to read their names. Just continue the next slide.
And the contribution to society. They provide employment to women. Basically, their aim is to empower the women, provide education to its sister members. On several occasions, the Lijjat member sisters have undertaken several social services activities such as distributing nutritious food for poor children, donating money for conducting community marriages. Lijjat undertook rehabilitation of Chincholi, the earthquake effect village in the Latur district of Maharashtra. Lijjat do not accept donations, but it only give donations.
Very good. Awards.
Next. Awards, yeah. These organization got Best Village Industries Institution since 1998 and 1999 for the year 2001 and 2001. In the 2002, the businesswoman of the year as per Economic Times. These were the awards received by them. Next slide.
Conclusion.
Yes.
So what you would like to conclude from this cooperation society?
Yeah, from the success story of this leader, we can see the investment is not matters. They borrowed 80 rupees from other person, even that investment of 80 rupees borrowed from other person. here we can observe the in which we are best in and which we are interested and we are dedicated. The idea is important and our dedication is important, not an investment, not an infrastructure or everything, and not an awareness on everything. What they are best in, they are best in making popper, and they started with 7 people and they reached success. So the dedication and the idea and selecting what we are best in is important to an entrepreneur. I just want to remind to those who want to be entrepreneurs this concept. And the reason behind choosing this story is also I want to drop some inspiration to those who are willing to be an entrepreneur. That's it. Thank you.
Very good. What is your roll number?
My roll number 32091 civil.
Tell your roll number 160.
1607. 177.
1607 177
32091.
32091. Your name?
Rajeshwar Kopula.
Kopula. Very good.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Can you make a small correction in Saad spelling? That is S.
Oh, it's okay. No. Just I have typed it. I will recheck your where it is. SCAAAD.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, ma'am. Kopula is KOPPULA.
KO
PPULA. KOPP.
Okay. ULA.
Yeah.
I will recheck your names and roll numbers. I will place it in your roll list. Just I have typed it so that I will remember, right? So
Okay,
these
fine.
are the persons from the civil department, from the Triple E. These are the persons 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 11. Okay. Very good. Today's presentations are very unique and which will enhance the knowledge in civil and Triple E department. So they had correlated with their respective technologies with an entrepreneur. So can I start my presentation? Can I start my presentation? Hello?
Ma'am, it's 1 o'clock.
No, it's not 1 o'clock. You have 6 more minutes.
Yes, ma'am. You can start.
6 more minutes. 6 more minutes is left over. So I will just wind up with few topics. Okay. So I think from 2 hours you are sitting in front of your system. I know you are. I know the way you are struggling. Okay, just 6 minutes, 5 minutes I'll take, and 1 minute I'll take the attendance. Fine. So yes. So last class we were discussing about how to select the ideas and how to select the product, isn't it? So we had seen different types of methods of obtaining the product, like internal development, licensing, and acquisition. Okay. Then we had continued a topic called adoption process. Adoption process is like how well a buyer is having a knowledge, like the general information. I had given an example of buying a bottle. My requirement is buying a bottle from an XYZ company. So the awareness, the interest, evaluation, trial, and adoption, these are the steps in the adoption of the process from a company. Then we had seen different types of approaches to increase the sales growth of a product. And again, I took an example of the same bottle where I have a requirement to buy 100 units of bottle from an XYZ company. So to how a company, the XYZ company, how it tries to increase its sales growth. So there are 4 different approaches, like market penetration. Market penetration is nothing but you will use the existing product, the same old product, and you will try to increase the units of that product in the existing market. That you call it as market penetration. The second approach is market development, where you will be using the same old product and you you will now try to expand your company in the new market. That you call it as market development. You're expanding your company in terms of investing it in the new market. You call it as market development. Coming to the third type, that is product development, whereby you're concentrating to improve your product, you're adding some innovations to the product, and you're launching the new product in already existing market. That is product development. The fourth one is the new one, where you will be taking the total risk, and it is like you're launching the new product in a new market, new product in a new market, whereby you will be having a zero knowledge of the market, and you will be having it's a new product, right? So it's a scope of taking the risk, that you call it as diversification. So these are the four different approaches where an entrepreneur will be using to increase the sales or to increase the degree of profitability. Okay. So then I had discussed a topic called product planning and development, where I had shown how the product is being changed from the step one, that is the ideas generation, to the last step, that is commercialization. So this is a step by step procedure, like from the initial idea stage, how it is being screened out, how we are filtering the ideas, and then after filtering the ideas, you will take the opinion from the buyer, and you will take the comments from him, and you will develop a concept, and you will test it. After testing it, everything it is fine, you will go for the business analysis, like cost analysis, demand analysis, what is the profitability of the analysis, the product you are choosing. And once you're okay with the analysis, you will go for the product development. In the step 5, what you will do, you will do the prototyping of the product. It's nothing but you will visualize the product. After visualizing, you will test it, whether you will do the brand packaging, labeling, and then you will do the test marketing. You will be just selecting some test centers, and from there you will test the product in the selected market. Once if it is okay, if you get the green signal, then you will do the commercialization. So this is the steps whereby the product is being traveling from the idea stage to the last commercialization. Okay, the same thing is shown it in the flow diagram here. So here it is like generation of the new ideas, screening of the new ideas, concept development, everything. If it is feasible, you will go to the business analysis, the product development, test marketing, and commercialization. The same thing in the flow diagram. So then I would like to show you a graph here. There is a graph here which is showing a line, two lines here. The one line, there is a declination of the line here, that is the number of product ideas. Initially in the idea stage, you are having let's say you're having 100 ideas. Slowly you're dropping the ideas, and you're screening the ideas, and you are just using the last one, two out of the best, or one out of the best. And here you can see there is a graph which is been increasing. That graph is about amount of investment. You can see there is a huge, the amount of investment is been increasing at the product development stage and the test marketing stage. But initially the amount of investment is low in the first two stages, but it is slowly increasing, the more the from the root stage to the last stage, the amount of investment is increasing, because you're testing it, you're prototyping it, originally you're creating the product. Initially it was just in an idea, it was virtual, but now you are making it up, it in the form of a physical product. So you can see here the graph of the amount of investment is been increasing. So this is the analysis part in terms of the number of ideas and the amount of investment. Okay, and this is just like a new product. It is just a figure here which is showing you like the screening, how the entrepreneur will screen the ideas. See, initially he might be having 100 ideas in his brain, but when he goes to the idea stage, to the screening stage, to the concept development, and to the testing and commercialization, he will precisely, he will constrain the number of ideas. So because of this, the number of ideas are being reduced, and the one among the best he will be choosing, right? So this is a checklist which we had discussed in the previous sessions. Like, whenever you are framing an ideas in your brain, you have to have some checklist, whether the ideas, is it compatible with your subordinates, is the idea giving you the profits, is the idea is giving you the correct product what you are framing. So these are some of the checklists where you can go through. I will be sharing you the PPT. Okay, and the one slide which is important, I would like to discuss what to do if your idea is rejected. Time up. Okay, this is the last conclusion. Please listen to this slide. Okay, I would like to ask you the question: what if what happens if, let's say you're doing your final year project, you're having some 10 ideas in your brain. You did some R&D work on it, and you had studied many books, many research papers, many conference papers. Your idea is not up to the mark. Okay, what you will do, what changes you will make to that idea is this slide. Okay, I think you are not interested. Once the time is up, you will not listen to my class. Let me continue it on Monday. Let me continue this slide in the next week. Monday I will take the last session for half an hour, and then we will start unit 3. Okay, the topics which are left over for the unit 2, let me read. The last topic is choice of technology and collaboration of technologies. This is the topic left over from unit 2. I'll take it on Monday. Let me take the attendance for today. Be on the class. Let me take the attendance. Okay, I have taken the attendance. Thanks a lot for all the students who had given the seminar for today and made me to learn about civil engineering and the difference between an entrepreneur and an employee, and about OYO rooms, Amazon. Very good presentation. And Ram Ki Bandi, and one of the person had given about a society of women entrepreneur, the papad industry. Thanks a lot, and we will meet at Monday 12:10 with a new unit 3. Thanks a lot.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Can I see my name on the attendance list?
What is your name?
It's I'm a triple E student.
Okay.
34024.
34024. 24. Okay. 1 minute. 1 minute. Be on the line. Three 34024. 34024. Yes, it's there. It's there. 34024.
Yeah.
Okay.